Good morning. I half expected Carlos to launch into the song from Camelot. It's May. It's May, it's May, the lusty month of May. And probably not appropriate for a church setting. But anyway, it's May. Welcome to All Faiths Unitarian Congregation. My name's Doug Cartwright, and I'll be leading your service today. Here you will find a diverse and inclusive spiritual community where we welcome people with many beliefs. You can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, and expansive heart. At All Faiths, we have more than one way of experiencing the world and understanding the sacred. And as we say and mean every week, no matter who you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and no matter whom you love, you are truly welcome here. Is anyone visiting for the first time? Welcome. We're glad that you're with us today. If you would like to know more about All Faiths or membership, please see Fran Roy. She's standing at the folding doors after our service in our membership corner, which is just behind the folding doors, or on our website. I have several announcements today. The first is regarding life. For the past 12 years, Lee Interfaith for Empowerment Life has worked on social justice issues that impact Fort Myers and Lee County residents. Each year, Life has identified and focused on a specific social justice issue. On May 10th, you are invited to join other congregations that support Life to celebrate the many successes Life has achieved. You will learn more about the many initiatives All Faiths and its partner congregations that make up Life have worked on. A recent victory is getting Fort Myers City Council to pass the Affordable Housing Ordinance in January 2022, after working on that initiative for 3 years. The celebration will be held at Coventry Presbyterian, just a few blocks north of McGregor. If you plan to attend, please notify Marcia Bates, Barb McFarland, or Lana Cowell so Coventry can plan accordingly. Hope to see you there. And our regular announcements. Today, children join Kathy Fanny for the Child and Youth Program. Tuesday at 1:30, the Climate Action Team meeting will be on Zoom. Wednesday at 10 o'clock Scholar, Leading Change with Reverend C.J. McGregor. Thursday, 10 a.m., Membership Committee meeting. Fridays at 2 p.m., come to play dominoes at All Faiths. Saturday, 12:30, Solos lunch at Cafe U in Cape Coral. Shouldn't it be Cafe Boo? There's mixing of languages there. Oh, there. That explains it. They're very down under. Saturdays, 2 p.m., choir rehearsal at All Faiths. Next Sunday, Share the Plate with Angel Wings. And Sundays at 9:15, News Talk with Richard Keelan at All Faiths. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. See page 2 of your order of service. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. As Diane Chernow comes forward to light the chalice, please join in reciting the words in your order of service. Fire consumes and casts a bright light. May our chalice flame consume our regrets for the past, our fears about the future, and our worries about today. May it light for us a path of joy and peace. Thank you, Diane. Please join in singing hymn 413. Go Now in Peace, as our children join Kathy Fanny for their child and youth program in the Robinson Room. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Each Sunday, we light candles for the joys and sorrows we have felt and would like to share with our congregation. If you'd like to light such a candle, please come forward and share and light a candle.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Joyce Rame. I'm going to light a candle for Marge DeGalbo. She had surgery on her shoulder. I hope it's not from having too much burden from Allface becoming our new president and chair, but I'm sure she'll recover quickly. And I'm also going to light a candle of joy and sorrow. This morning in London, they held a vote to overwhelmingly invite C.J. McGregor to carry the Allface message to England. And we're so happy for C.J., and we're so sad for us, but we're also proud that our minister is wanted in England. So let's congratulate C.J. and wish him well on his journey. And the good news is he'll still be with us until August 28th.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm also going to light a candle for CJ. Today is May 1st, and it's his 5th anniversary here. I told him if he was staying, I had planned to buy him a boat, but since he's going to London, he got 2 pedophores instead.
I'm still accepting gifts. You can leave them in the office. Thank you. Would anyone like me to bring the microphone to you? All the way back. Hey, Dottie.
Good morning. COVID is still out there, and I was so careful in everything I did, including washing my hands anyway, I got it. So I'm over it, but it was quite difficult, and I felt quite lonely. Thanks to those who reached out. Thank you.
Thank you, Dottie.
Yes, I just wanted to ask everybody to keep Anita Dantino in your hearts and thoughts. She lost her husband on Monday.
Who?
Anita Dantino.
Oh.
She's on number here.
Thank you. I'm almost there. Talk amongst yourselves. Here's a topic, Rhode Island. It's neither a road nor an island. I'm lighting a candle for the McDougal? Excuse me? McDagle, sorry. McDagle family. Their household, they all have COVID at the moment. So keep them in your thoughts. And I'm lighting this final candle for the joys and sorrows that remain unspoken and in our hearts.
Please reach out to those who are alone with calls and messages of love. I'd like to ask everyone to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let us turn our minds and our hearts to today's service and contemplate our blessings. Shh. Please rise in body and spirit as we sing together hymn 123, Spirit of Life. It's on page 2 of the order of service. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
We come to this time and this place to rediscover the wondrous gift of free religious community, to renew our faith in the holiness, goodness, and beauty of life, to reaffirm the way of the open mind and the full heart, to rekindle the flame of memory and hope, and to reclaim the vision of an earth made fair with all her people one. It is good to be together.
When in the springtime of the year, when the trees are crowned with leaves, when the ash and oak and the birch and yew are dressed in ribbons fair, when owls call the breathless moon in the blue veil of the night, the shadows of the trees appear amidst the lantern's light. We've been rambling all the night and sometimes of this day. Now returning back again, we bring a garland gay. Who will go down to those shady groves and summon the shadows there, and tie a ribbon round those sheltering arms in the springtime of the year? The songs of birds seem to fill the wood, that when the fiddler plays, all their voices can be heard long past their woodland days. We've been rambling all the night and sometimes of the day. Now returning back again, we sing the garland gay. And so they linked their hands and danced round in circles and in rows. And so the journey of the night descends when all the shades are gone. A garland gay we bring you here, and at your door we stand. It is a sprout well budded out, the work of people's hands. We've been rambling all the night and sometimes of the day. Now returning back again, we sing the garland gay. We've been rambling all the night and sometimes of this day. Now returning back again, we bring a garland gay.
The reading for today is a responsive reading, and you'll find the responses at the bottom of the page on page 2. And I'll start. I, who am the beauty of the green earth and the white moon among the stars and the mysteries of the waters,
I call upon your soul to rise and come unto me.
for I am the soul of nature that gives life to the universe.
From me all things proceed, and unto me they must return.
Let my worship be in the heart that rejoices, for behold, all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals.
Let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence within you.
And you, who seek to know me, know that your seeking and yearning will avail you not unless you know the mystery.
For if that which you seek you find not within yourself, you will never find it without.
For behold, I have been with you from the beginning.
And I am attained into the end of desire.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 72, Has Summer Come? The words are printed on your order of service.
Has summer come now? Draw find the throes. And shall we nest the tiny birds within the pine trees' boughs? Already now the candles have blossomed on the tree to light the longest winter night for all of us to see. To light the longest winter night for all of us to see. The old one now made youthful,
Just
like a child at play. The bending back now straightened, so in our hearts we pray. The bending back now straightened, so in our hearts we pray. In all our hearts is kindled a heart fire so sublime. Would that this Yuletide spirit be with us for all time. Would that this Yuletide spirit be with us for all time.
As you know, I keep a teacher's text, what is it called? When the teacher has all the answers? Sorry? So the teacher's version of a textbook with all the answers. I have that hymnal that I'll gift to someone that I've marked all the hymns that you should caution. So today is May Day, and May Day is celebrated in many different ways around the world, but today I'd like to take you back to its ancient roots. And also I want to issue a warning that it is said, legend tells us, that fertility is quite high this time of year, so be careful out there. The earliest known May celebrations appeared with the Floralia, a festival of Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers, held from the 27th of April to the 3rd of May during the Roman Republic era. It was a festival celebrating Dionysus and Aphrodite, held every 3 years during this month, the month of May. And the Floralia opened with not theological, but theatrical performances. And in the Floralia, Ovid says that hares and goats were released as part of the festivities. Wow. And we also know that crowds were pelted with vetches, beans, and a ritual called the Florifertum was performed on either April 27th or May 3rd, and during which a bundle of wheat ears was carried into a shrine, though it is not clear if this devotion was made to Flora. And Floralia concluded with competitive events and spectacles and a sacrifice to Flora. And so let me tell you a story. Demeter and her daughter Persephone are in a field full of flowers, purple iris, white daisy, sweet-smelling hyacinth, tightly wrapped roses, but not yet in bloom. And it is the laziest of summer days. The picnic has been eaten, and Demeter dozes off in a patch of warm grass. And young Persephone bends over to peer at a peculiar-looking root. It was a gnarled, described as a peachy tan thing. And suddenly the root reveals itself as a hand, and it clasps hers, pulling her closer and closer to the dirt. And the earth opens up, and Persephone sees that the hand belongs to Hades, the god of the underworld. And Hades pulls Persephone down to him and draws the earth back together over his head. And this whole kidnapping takes place in just a second. And Persephone lets out a no more than, "Oh," and then she is gone into the earth. And Demeter awakes at her daughter's cry and dives toward the moving earth, scrapping handsfuls away, yelling, "Give her back, give her back." But her work is in vain. Persephone is in the underworld. Demeter petitions Zeus, the all-powerful, and makes Hades return her daughter, but Zeus is oddly quite refusing. She travels to other kingdoms, tries to rally support of other gods and goddesses, but no one will cross Zeus. Demeter stops bathing, eating, and dressing. She refuses to let crops grow and forbids trees from bearing fruit. She was so deep in her agonized grief. Now Zeus is paying attention to the mortals because they are grumbling about being hungry and there are no grapes to make his wine. Has anyone been there? And he sends a message to Hades, "Let the girl go." And Hades obeys, but slides a pomegranate seed into Persephone's mouth. Now she will have to spend 1/3 of her time in the underworld and 2/3 above in her safe flowery field with her mother. And this arrangement isn't as bad as it sounds. The underworld isn't hell, it isn't torture, and it isn't about red-horned devils stirring cauldrons of fire. The underworld in Greek mythology is a place of soul discovery, of confronting fears and searching deep within the self for meaning. And in the underworld, Persephone explores who she is and what life she wants to lead. And she ponders the great mysteries. Yes, the underworld is where souls confront the reality of death, where mortality is realized. And that isn't fun necessarily, but it makes for a richer, more textured life. But the underworld isn't an easy place, and easy is what Demeter wants for Persephone. And tranquil happiness, no soul searching required. Now, every month our congregation explores a different theme, and this month we are pondering liberation. And I offer you this story as an example of self-liberation. And today we'll be pondering hope and fear in relation to that liberation. These two emotions, hope and fear, are incredibly powerful. And think for a moment, how many decisions do you make every day based on fear? How many decisions do you make every day based on hope? And hope and fear are each a mixed bag. And we think of fear as the bad one and hope as the good one. But fear isn't generally a bad thing. Fear of pain keeps children from touching the hot burner on the stove. And fear of destruction keeps us from jumping into the lion's cage at the zoo to say hi to the hairy beast because they look so friendly. And I understand that this isn't always true here in Florida. Fear is protective. And yes, it can get out of hand, turn into a consuming anxiety, and fear can keep us from taking chances we need to take to live full lives. But hope can get out of hand too. Hope can turn into wishful thinking without action. Wishful thinking without action. And hope can be a daydream for a better tomorrow that never turns into a plan. So who are you? Demeter, playing it safe, sticking with the expected, the ordinarily lovely, hampered by a fear of exploring the deep, the soul realm. And Demeter is content, but maybe a little bored in her flowery field. She is safe. She is comfortable, but she isn't challenging herself. She isn't growing. And Persephone in our myth is towed underground against her will, but this is a metaphor for her own curiosity, which pulled her to places previously unexplored. And we all are reluctant to visit the underworld, and yet we are pulled to explore our depths. And towed underground by that still small voice to examine the mysteries of life and death. And once there, Persephone tastes the fragrant, tart pomegranate seed. She realizes that she wants a life of this kind of soul traveling. She wants to spend some time comfortable up above and some time in the realm of discovery below. So are you play it safe and traditional Demeter, or innovative but risky Persephone? Don't forget that it's all metaphor. Demeter and Persephone are one soul. Sometimes we need to be Demeter, and sometimes we need to be Persephone. And remember, for all its pluses, traveling to the underworld is scary. It made Demeter stop eating and bathing. She didn't even change clothes on a regular basis. Change is frightening, and soul growth is downright terrifying. Demeter is so consumed with her spiritual quest underground that the plants don't grow, the trees don't bear fruit. She can't be productive. She can't sustain her life. She can't contribute her gifts to her community. And no one can keep up a Persephone-style spiritual exploration for very long. It's exhausting, and it pulls us away from the community we need and the community that needs us. So Zeus demands Persephone returns from the underworld because there is no food for her people to eat. And don't forget about he had no grapes for his wine. And staying in the underworld too long is bad for everyone. But without our time as Persephone, we can't earn the depth and strength we need in our lives. We need time as Demeter and Persephone. We need to struggle and have ease. And today we begin the month of May, a great time to begin life afresh with a new balance of depth, searching, and soul soothing. The country folk and farmers in the United Kingdom, especially Scotland, have for centuries honored the May Day celebrations of Beltane, the start of the growing year and a celebration of Earth's fertility. And around the 1st of May, households would extinguish their hearth fire, which had burned off and on all winter, and instead bring wood to a huge blaze in the center of the village. And the wood was lashed together, sculpted into the shape of a huge man, the Wicker Man, the inspiration for the Burning Man festival. Has anyone been? The burning of the Wicker Man, or the Burning Man, purified and restored the village, a spiritual spring cleaning. And young people took turns trying to leap over bonfires, naked and dance wildly, which I wouldn't recommend dancing over a bonfire naked. You're supposed to laugh. Everyone except the Puritans, of course, who tried for centuries to end the pagan celebration. The Puritans tried to end this celebration. And the British short story writer and poet Kipling penned, "Oh, do not tell the priest our plight, or he would call it a sin, but we have been out in the woods all night, a conjuring summer in." So Beltane was a release valve of sorts, a time for wildness after a long winter of sickness and toil. Women and men went to the woods to gather garlands of branches to spread in their homes. Fresh, clean smells brought inside, and the cows were driven out to pasture for the first time that spring. And driven through the cleansing ashes of the Wicker Man after partying, it was a time to get back to work. So what does May Day mean to us today? It is an opportunity to start again, to balance our Demeter impulse to be safe with our Persephone impulse to be bold. And we don't have to leap naked over bonfires to realize that spring is a time of rebirth, of renewal. The evidence is all around us. Yes, even here in Florida, you might have to look more closely, but the evidence is all around us. This spring, let's challenge ourselves to dive headfirst into the underworld and grasp at the gnarled root of the unknown to plumb the depths, but we must also find our flowering field of renewal and rest from which we can sustain ourselves and our Unitarian Universalist faith. How can you explore the great mysteries? Where in your life do you feel the pull of the underworld, the urge to go deeper in your heart? But just as importantly, where are you safe? Where are you refreshed? Perhaps here at All Faith. Where can you fall asleep in a field of fragrant lilacs? Be Demeter, be Persephone. Be bold and be safe. May it be so. I'm really warm today. Here we go. So I will offer a joke before our offering this morning, but first thank you to all of you for your donations, your offering, and your generosity. After years of his wife's pleading, this rich good old boy finally goes with her to the little local church on Sunday morning. And he was so moved by the preacher's sermon that on the way out, he stopped to shake the Reverend's hand. He said, "Reverend, that was the best blankety-blank sermon I ever did hear." I can't say what the words say. And the preacher replied, "Oh, why, thank you, sir, but please, I'd appreciate if you didn't use profanity in the Lord's house." And the man said, "I'm sorry, Reverend, but I can't help myself. It was such a blankety-blank good sermon, wasn't it?" And the Reverend said, "Sir, please, I cannot have you behaving this way in church." And the man said, "Okay, Reverend, but I just wanted you to know that I thought it was so blankety-blank good, I put $5,000 in that collection plate." And the Reverend said, "No, blankety-blank." The morning offering will now be given and received.
Rain has showered for her drip, splash and trickle running. Plant has flowered in the sand, shell and pebbles sunning. So begins another spring, green leaves and of berries. Chiff-chaff eggs are painted by mother bird eating cherries. In a misty, tangled sky, fast the wind is blowing. In a newborn rabbit's heart, river life is flowing. So begins another spring, green leaves and of berries. Chiff-chaff eggs are painted by mother bird eating cherries. From the dark and wetted soil, petals are unfolding. From the stony village kirk, all the bells are ringing. So begins another spring. Green leaves and of berries. Chiff-chaff eggs are painted by mother bird eating cherries. So begins another spring. Green leaves and of berries. Chiff-chaff eggs are painted by mother bird eating cherries.
If here you have found freedom, take it with you. Take it out into the world. If you have found comfort, go and share it with others. If you have dreamed dreams, help one another so that those dreams may come true. If you have known love, give some back to a bruised and hurting world. Go in peace. Blessed be.
I've been waiting on the sunset, bills on my mindset. I can't deny they're getting high, higher than my income. Income's breadcrumbs. I've been trying to survive. The glow that the sun gets right around sunset helps me realize that this is just a journey. Drop your worries, you are gonna turn out fine. Oh, turn out fine. Fine, oh, turn out fine. But you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. You gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. I know it's hard, no, it's hard to remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. I got my hands in my pockets, kicking the rock. It's kind of hard to watch this life go by. I'm buying into skeptics, skeptics mess with the confidence in my eyes. I'm seeing all the angles, thoughts get tangled. I start to compromise. My life is just a purpose. Is it worth it? Am I gonna turn out fine? Oh, turn out fine. Fine. Oh, turn out fine. But you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. You gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. I know it's hard, no, it's hard to remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. Only rainbows after rain, the sun will always come again, and it's a circle, circling around again, and around again. I say only rainbows after rain, the sun will always come again, and it's a circle, circling around again. It comes around, but you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can keep your hair down, eh. You gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh. I know it's hard, no, it's hard to remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your hair down, eh.
We thank Reverend CJ for his inspiring message. It's on. It's on. We thank Reverend CJ for his inspiring message. Carlos Garcia for the music, Kathy Fanny for our child and youth program, Sharon Gray on camera, Ed Elrod on sound, Joe Gayton, our sexton, an anonymous donor for our flowers, and our friendly greeters. It's good to be connected and to stay together in whatever way that we can. As Diane Chernow comes forward to extinguish the chalice, please join in reciting the words in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Please remain for a short period of time, if you wish, for our Life of the Congregation report by our minister and our treasurer, John Conrad, and then enjoy the birthday cake in celebration of May birthdays.